Ladies and gentlemen, on the Trick Gamer Tidicon video, let's discuss this whole Sony's Pictures hack, shall we? It's been going on for a while now, and, well, many are calling it a PR car crash. And in fact, there's some debate whether the company are ever really going to be able to recover from this, because not only are the documents rather embarrassing, but they've implicated many actors, actresses, directors, and everyone else, and they've left people's social security numbers in the wild. They've actually unveiled the names that actors and actresses use when they check into hotels and other locations for anonymity. They have revealed that there's pay gaps between men and women. They've actually released some racially charged slurs as well regarding President Obama and his taste of movies. It's not good, is basically what I'm saying. So here's just a few things we're going to blast through. There's a lot of them. I'm going to provide a couple of links in the video description if you wish to follow along, but here we are. So men are paid more than women, and it's predominantly white men who are the ones that are earning the most. There's a spreadsheet called CompRuster by a supervisory organisation, 2014-10-21, which shows that only one woman, her name is Amy Pascal, who is the co-chair of Sony Picture Entertainment. She's the only person who's earning $1 million or more at the studio. Executives are not the only ones that are getting shafted. Sony paid Jennifer Lawrence just 7% of a movie's profits. The movie would be American Hustle. Meanwhile, 9% of the same movie was paid to Christian Bale and Bradley Cooper. I imagine that's probably pissed her off a little bit. You've got other issues showing that there were emails between Pascal and the movie producer Scott Rudin, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, which showed that they did indeed, this would be Rudin, called Angelina Jolie a minimally talented spoilt brat. And Pascal and Rudin also made racially charged jokes about President Obama. The pair have since apologized, but obviously once the cat's out of the bag and you've had that type of stuff said, it's not really going to go well after that, as you can imagine. There has been information regarding the social security numbers. Thousands of those have leaked, not just a few hundred, thousands, including some of the actors and actresses. You have Sony Human Resource Department, which have detailed medical records of 36 employees and their family members. There's been internal memos revealed about children with special needs, including children of child type of treatment, including other medical personnel, 34 employees and their family members who have very high medical bills. For example, they might have premature births, cancer, kidney failure, alcoholic liver, and so on and so forth. It found out that James Bond has hideously gone over budget. Hideously. 50 million over budget, in fact. And that would be the movie Spectre, which is absolutely ridiculous, might I add. There has been a huge amount of marketing slides which have leaked. These detail Sony's reasoning for releasing a film. In other words, why releasing this film? What are the key demographics? Who is it targeting? What can we say about it? How can we target it? How can we milk it? For example, one of the marketing slides, and obviously I'm not going to put this in YouTube for obvious reasons, but Meatballs 2, things not always as they appear, believe in yourself, food is fun, true friends value you for who you are. These are all little marketing slides and basically the gimmicks and the sell points of the movies. They even have things such as, let's say Spider-Man 2 and various items that they could possibly sell with the Spider-Man logo on them. For example, everything from electricity, well, obviously, salty snacks, watches, gas stations and petrol, beverages, adhesives, travel, watches, antivirus and other bits and bobs. So in other words, now you know how you're being marketed. They accidentally, should I say not accidentally, but now Brad Pitt's phone number has been released. Phone number. Malware is spotted in the wild using Sony Pictures leaked security certificates to circumvent the company's security. You have other examples trying to attempt to disrupt torrent downloads of linked data by creating fake seeds, which of course overloading the user's client torrent. We have them actually recently reported to be cancelling film shoots as it can't process payments anymore because the hackers today have released new chunks of data in greater volumes than previously and promising even larger Christmas gifts. We're preparing for you a Christmas gift. The gift will target quantities of data and it will be more interesting. The gift will surely give you much more pleasure and put Sony Pictures into the worst state. Please send an email titled Merry Christmas at the address below to tell us what you want in our Christmas gift. That's what they said. There has been yet another one that Fusion reports that downloading the Sony Pictures data could send the FBI to report. Recode has also reported the company knew about gaps in its security before the attack. In other words, it knew that these problems existed and it did literally very little / nothing to do anything about them. The Verge has also uncovered a massive operation called Project Goliath. And this operation that targeted Google as a means of stern piracy, and after the constant pressure from MPAA, despite immense progress, Google walked away and refused to work with the groups in the future. And this isn't just the tip of the iceberg. This isn't all of the stuff that has been leaked. It's awful. And the biggest one for me is the fact that they knew about this stuff. They knew the breaches in their security. And this is the same problem they've had with the PlayStation 4 and stuff. And here's the thing. While I could be... even regarding the whole Lizard Squad situation, even regarding other hacking problems, as much as you can say, well, you guys shouldn't have done that, you also, if the companies knew about these breaches in security, if they knew that these problems happened, don't do it. Fix the security. It's down to you. I mean, I don't think a lot of these actors and actresses, that's the problem with this. They are pretty boned, because if I were Brad Pitt and I had my number leaked online by a company and I found out that they knew that there was problems with this, with their security, and they didn't do anything to protect it, to circumvent it. They knew these problems for months that have been there. They've been, more to the point, they didn't even detect them while this data was downloading. It's just a mess. Quite frankly, it's just pretty awful. This is a huge amount of embarrassment for Sony. It really is. It's not just a little bit embarrassing. It's pretty awful. And frankly speaking, the fact that there is still so much more incriminating data. Now, obviously, they are being bribed, and that's kind of down to them what they want to do about the situation. I'm sure possibly there will be a situation where the hackers do get caught and so on. But even if they are, even if they get sent to a bazillion years in prison, okay, I'm just throwing a number out there and just, doing it for effect, but even if they were sent to a bazillion years in prison on the planet Mars, it doesn't solve the issues that Sony have right now. This is bad, and quite frankly speaking, I don't really know how they're going to recover from this, because it's not just public trust, and maybe the members of the public don't care as much. It's more amusing to many people, just kind of like, ha ha ha, look what's happened to Sony, done. But for the actors, for the actresses, for those who are working, I mean, there's even demonstrations that Sony are basically firing Americans who are working there and then trying to outsource to try and save more money. They've even had key financials that have leaked, which have shown that they're not in as bad a financial situation as they're trying to lead us to believe. They're actually making a lot of profit per movie. It's not that good, let's put it that way. And I really don't envy anyone who's high up in Sony. But more to the point, if you were an actor or actress and you knew that your details had been compromised, would you really want to work for Sony again? On a Sony movie? Yeesh. I imagine, however, that other companies, other rival companies, if you will, must literally just be like, thank you, hackers, for all you've done for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, as I said, this is just an absolute mess. And it's going to be more instances of stuff like this, cybercrime and ransoms and that type of stuff. It's going to become more frequent. And quite frankly speaking, this is what I've been saying. It's like, yes, you can blame the hackers for doing it. Yes, the hackers shouldn't do it. But I just can't help but feel that it's down to Sony and these other companies to at least do the best they can. If they had the best possible defense and, you know, there was an exploit found last minute and it happened, I'd feel a lot more sympathetic to Sony Pictures. But when they have a track record of this type of stuff anyway, and they knew that these problems were part of their network, they knew that they could be exploited for this stuff, and they didn't do anything about it, I find it really hard to feel sympathetic, to be totally honest with you. Anyway, I feel bad for the actors and actresses and of course the innocent parties that have been affected, however. Anyway, we can only watch how this unfolds, but it's going to be a bit of a mess, I think. I don't think they're going to just kind of sweep this one under the rug. Anyway, with that said, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Take care. Bye for now.